Hello fellow makers, today I want to introduce you to this tiny little thing. I named it the Ingenuity Extruder and I designed the Ingenuity Extruder for the Smart Effector by Duet3D. Because there's very little space on top of the effector, there's currently no good direct drive solution for the Smart Effector on the market. Remote drive extruders like the Nimble or the Flex Drive offer a solution, or you can resort to using an adapter for your orbit extruder. Neither are optimal though. However, I found a way around this limited footprint. By using a NEMA 14 with a hollow shaft, I can feed the filament through the top of the extruder and achieve this vertical configuration. Let me show you. Okay, so let's break it down. Let's first remove the housing. And let's remove the tensioning mechanism. The filament goes through the hollow shaft of a NEMA 14 stepper motor. On that shaft sits the pinion of a hypoid bevel gear pair. The whole thing moves like this. The second gear holds the LGX hardened drive wheel by Bondtech, which engages with the filament. Opposite of that is the idler wheel, whose spokes act as tensioning springs. Now let's bring back the tensioning mechanism. I will also bring back the lower half of the housing. There's going to be a spring-loaded ball plunger right here, which interfaces with these dimples. As I move the lever up and down, I will receive a clicky feedback. The tensioning mechanism works by mounting the lever on an eccentric axis. Let me show you. Let's remove the hypoid bevel gear pair. And let's focus on the distance between the idler wheel and the filament. Right now, the system is in its closed position, but when I move the lever upwards, you can see that the distance between the filament and the idler wheel increases. This works because the axis of the lever and the axis of the idler wheel are not the same. The plateau point, where the system engages the tightest, is right about here, but it's actually possible to move the lever down even further, so it moves past its plateau point, which securely locks the lever in place. So this is the Ingenuity Extruder mounted on the Smart Effector. Let's take it apart. First, we open the tensioning lever and we take out the filament. Next, we undo these 3 screws. Next, we undo these 2 screws. They reach all the way through the extruder into the stepper motor. You can see the square nuts on the 3 sides that I'm using to attach the body to the Smart Effector. Okay, now it gets interesting. So here you can see the LGX hardened drive gear by Bondtech. This is the hypoid bevel gear, the second one. And this is the tensioning mechanism. This is the ball plunger, the spring-loaded ball plunger that gives us the clicky feedback. And this is the hypoid bevel gear. Okay, but how good is the Ingenuity Extruder? Well, first let's test the tensioning mechanism. For that, I will insert a piece of nylon and I will block the hyperbevel gear with an Allen key. Okay, so I'm pulling with all I got, but honestly, the nylon is just slipping through my fingers. Okay, no, this is pointless. I can't pull it out. It's just slipping through my fingers. So I think, although not very scientific, this shows that there's plenty of tensioning force here. Look at my fingers. Damn. This test is to show the pulling strength of the Ingenuity Extruder. As you can see, it's pulling up the weight with the filament. And this is at 600 milliamps. So, this is the Ingenuity Extruder printing. In fact, it's making a copy of itself right now. The motor on here is still the older version. You can see from the silver end caps. But this is the newer one. Has a detachable cable. The IGUS pinion. It's SLS printed. And the shaft is counterbored for a PTFE tube, which will provide insulation to the filament.